with temperatures in the 70s on Monday.
Good evening and welcome back. I'm meteorologist Cheryl Lemke. It's now 10 minutes before the top of the hour, and it's time now for your tropical update. Well, we are rapidly approaching the peak of the hurricane season, which is September 10th. And right now, a whole lot of activity is going on across the tropics, so let's get right into it. First of all, we'd like to tell you about Tropical Depression Henri. Well, it was this system that made landfall earlier today as it came on shore around Tampa. It moved quickly across the state, and now it's back over the open waters. It emerged off the east central coast of Florida, and right now it's over those warm Gulf Stream waters. So we do expect Henri to further strengthen, and this could very well become a tropical storm sometime tomorrow morning. Right now, though, it's packing winds of 35 miles per hour. As it continues to swirl off the southeastern shoreline, we're still seeing bands of tropical moisture feeding up to the Carolinas. We've also had some scattered showers and thunder showers, too, skirting in through central and south Florida. And right now, some thunderstorms in progress for Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and more stormy conditions, too, all the way down through Hollywood, Florida. So definitely keep the rain gear handy across the southeast as the weather stays very, very unsettled. Also, too, we have Hurricane Fabian, which came on shore and hit Bermuda just yesterday. At that point, it was a Category 3 hurricane. Since then, it has weakened somewhat, but it's still a very powerful, very dangerous hurricane with winds of 110 miles per hour. We think that Fabian will continue to race off to the north and east. It'll probably stay as a hurricane at least the next day or so. Then after that, though, it should shortly become extratropical. And what's going to be interesting with this is that if it can maintain itself, it could become a huge gale center that may eventually affect Europe sometime next week. Right now, though, it has a very well-defined eye right there. There's the eye of the hurricane. The eye is still about 20 miles in diameter. And again, Fabian, as you can see, it's still holding its own, still a good outflow pattern, very well organized at this particular point. Now, because Fabian is such a huge hurricane and because it's so powerful and strong, it's really generating some huge seas and some huge swells. And those waves are being felt even along the eastern seaboard for tonight. Because of that, we have heavy surf advisories in effect. So a very rough time for mariners and boaters, and a dangerous time, too, for swimmers, because along with the heavy surf, we have a possibility for some dangerous rip currents. So be really careful this evening along the eastern seaboard. As we check out the weather elsewhere across the tropics, we have other areas of concern, especially just off the African coastline. For one thing, we have a tropical wave right now coming off the coast of Africa. And over here, there's another tropical storm, Tropical Storm Isabel. It's currently packing winds of 50 miles per hour, moving off to the west. As you can see, it's a long ways away from any land areas. Here's the Leeward Islands right over here. There's Puerto Rico. And, of course, there's the coastline of Florida. So we have several days to monitor this particular tropical storm. Right now, conditions do look favorable for further strengthening, and we do expect this to eventually become a hurricane, and we think it probably will take a path very similar to what Fabian did. So again, we have several days to monitor what happens out here across the Atlantic. As we head over towards the Pacific side, we have clusters of showers and thunderstorms milling around just off the Mexican shoreline. Right now, nothing is showing any signs of organization. And then farther out towards the Pacific we go. We have some storminess right now near the Philippines. Then we have another tropical storm north and east of there. We'll have to watch that closely. That could become a big typhoon that may eventually slam into Japan.
Well, there's another hour of Weather Center coming up. We'll have the latest on the storms in the west and the tropics.
All that and much more coming up shortly. But first of all, we pause for your local on the 8th. Stay tuned.
In the future, everyone's glasses will automatically adjust to changing light and block out harmful UV rays that can damage the eyes. But for those with transitions lenses, the future is already here. Ask your eye care professional, because the danger is real now, and so is the protection. Transitions, right in any light.
Transitions, the eyeglass lenses with 100% automatic UV protection in any light.
If you aged as fast as your cat, by one, you'd be doing homework.